Oh, fuck it. I was gonna wait a while before making another one of these videos, but given how fucking ridiculous this shit is getting, I need to address it. Firstly, let's read the bio on Acerthorn's YouTube channel, at least the major bit that stuck out to me. Disclaimer, all videos on this channel and my Twitch channel, including all live streams, are my property and copyrighted by me, unless otherwise specified. Acerthorn owns all the copyright to all videos on this channel, unless otherwise noted, and I claim copyright of all material. This constitutes a declaration under 17 USC 411 of intent to secure copyright. Now firstly, it's great to see that his stupidity knows no bounds whatsoever. But also, this is a load of bollocks, not to mention extremely hypocritical. Just a reminder, this guy strikes people for using his footage, yet he has done the same fucking thing himself. Plus, for the most part, when people do use Ace of Thorne... Fuck it. When people do use David Seben's videos in their own, it's usually addressing certain points that seriously need addressing. Hell, that's exactly what I fucking did in my last video on this nutcase. And I did have every intention on coming back to talking about him too. Definitely not in this way. David Stebbins, otherwise known as Ace of Thorne, which is already public knowledge, so don't even fucking try pulling a "you doxed me" line when that's clear utter dog shit and you know it, mate, has actually filed a court case against SidAlpha, as well as Enclave Emily, Kretosis, Echo Wilder, Just Emmy, Bibi Fazzy, which is the only real person he has an actual real case against, Rogue Internet Man, Sophie NP, Shira Perlmutter, whoever the fuck that is, as well as including Alphabet Incorporated, YouTube, Discord, and Twitch for some fucking reason? I honestly have no clue why they are getting involved in any of this shit, but alright. Now, you thought that Acerthorn couldn't get any more ridiculous. Oh no, he went and outdid himself. He literally issued a court order where SidAlpha... Actually, I'll let the court order explain.
This individual who goes by the name of Acerthorn is suing him for $2 million for the simple use of his video, expecting payment of $20 per view.
Yeah, I wish I were making that up, but it's true. Acerthorn seriously did that.
Are you fucking with me?
I wish I was, Carlos.
Bullshit.
Sadly not. I genuinely cannot believe Acerthorn would make such a stupid and ridiculous order like that. And even this is a stupid request he made.
Now, he first asked that we be required to remove any infringing content from social media accounts and cloud storage. He then asked that all defendants submit our computers and phones for impounding so that they can have any of his content removed from them, and to also remove any of his content from any website. He then requests maximum damages of $150,000 for the 23 alleged cases of infringement, for a total of $3,450,000, followed by the ad revenue from the 2 Kretosis live streams, along with the ad revenue I made from my video. And then there is once again the $20 per view of my video, which totals over $1.8 million.
And if you thought that was stupid, get a load of this malarkey.
He then is requiring that YouTube, Alphabet, Discord, and Twitch remove any of our content that he feels is infringing, which is an entirely redundant point, as his second demand is that they permanently delete our accounts, and then wants the court to require them to take preventative measures to ensure we're unable to create new accounts.
Yeah, I think Acerthorn needs to go outside and maybe touch some grass. Or at the very least, book an appointment to go see the doctors to have them surgically remove his fat head from his fat ass, as it's quite clearly suffocating his brain, which might explain why he's such a fucking moron. Especially since the dimwit managed to piss the attorneys off, who are now about as rabid as a pack of dire wolves on the hunt with rabies. I feel like this is something that seriously needs to be addressed here. Acerthorn has a very bad reputation when it comes to lawsuits, as he always abuses the shit out of it to try and get his way. This is something that has happened over and over. It's fucking mind-boggling how anyone is able to put up with him. Oh, if you're wondering about this, Moist Critical talked about the situation, and SidAlpha said his coverage on it was poor. But the more people talk about the situation, the better. Even if it's at the risk of getting added to the lawsuit, which if Acerthorn tries to do to me, firstly, go fuck yourself, Jabba the Hutt, and secondly, I literally have better things to do with my time than deal with a brainless muppet of a bellend who couldn't even get laid by a sex doll dressed as Jewel State. Because dealing with you would be a fate worse than a night in jail or hell. I mean, Look at this in one of the court cases, which I think is the one SidAlpha was referencing back in this tweet. As plaintiff made clear in his notice of voluntary dismissal, his reason for abruptly dismissing the corporate defendants on the day their responses were due is because plaintiff was concerned that the defendants would, in their motion, expose the fact that the sole alleged copyrighted video at issue in this case is actually irrelevant. Are you fucking kidding me? In case nobody is aware, there was a case on Judge Judy where a lady tried suing her former roommate after being forced to move out and requested the defendant pay her the difference between the rent she was paying her there and the rent she was paying at her new place, which Judge Judy threw out, saying how that wasn't the case and that it was absolutely ridiculous, which it very much was, and she was not only angry it got thrown out, while claiming it was a very valid case, about as valid as any evidence of intelligence existing inside your head, but even broke down in tears. It was one of the most stupidest cases ever on Judge Judy. Yet somehow, Acerthorn has managed to make that case seem rather normal with his own idiotic cases and claims. And what's worse is, the guy even sent this to Just Emmy, saying how if Just Emmy doesn't want to get DMCA'd, then they are to do the following. Take out all audio from Acerthorn's end, and even provided a tutorial on how to do that. Kindly fuck off. Remove nearly all video from Acerthorn's end, and even saying, the only video you should include is the timestamp of the stream so people can watch alongside my stream, giving me the views and watch time accordingly for the essential context necessary to understand what you are reacting to. Clearly doesn't actually understand how any of this shit actually fucking works. And finally, do not reveal any of my personal information, including my IRL name, in your video, and remove all comments that share my personal information. I feel like if this guy were to take an IQ test, he would not only fail it, but the test provider would see the result and go, how the fuck are you even real, before having to book an appointment to see a therapist. Also, bruv, you're not doing yourself any fucking favors here. I'm struggling with how you even have this much subs, because according to Social Blade, what? Sorry, there is something not quite right there. What's also not quite right is that this twat made himself a freelancer profile. Self-taught. Yeah, I wouldn't trust you running my fucking bot, and never mind my defense. Oh, this bit has to be a fucking joke, I'm sorry. Well, the court, through previous experience, knows Mr. Simmons to be... He impressed the court with his intelligence. The court must have been run by preschoolers then. He is capable of substantial understanding of law and legal principles. Really? They actually said that? Because from what I remember, every previous case you had got thrown the fuck out because of ridiculous claims. Oh, you were literally suing Enclave Emily for $1.8 million and Echo Wilder for $300,000. And now SidAlpha for $2 million because...
for the simple use of his video.
Yeah, that. Fucking ridiculous. And I think it's extremely funny this happened to you, you stupid smeghead. Seriously, knock it the fuck off and stop trying to manipulate the cases to go in your favor. We all know why you're doing it, though. It's because you know you're 100% fucked. And disagree all you want, mate. Doesn't matter. Trying to pull a fast one on the courts ain't gonna help you, I'm afraid. It's just gonna put you even further down the ship hole you're already festering in. Should have taken a clean shower with lots of soap. You have no fucking idea what you are actually doing. Even Sophie and P doesn't think so after this email sent to you. Although, I will admit, it does sort of seem like Sophie and P is kind of gloating or baiting, which I'm not 100% in agreement with, and to be honest, I think that might just be me with how it comes across, but at the same time, they're not wrong with what they're saying. Although, having said what I just said, Acerthorn actually is gloating and or baiting. In fact, Just Emmy received this email from YouTube in regards to a privacy complaint, which was no doubt Acerthorn's doing, as he has nothing else to do other than piss everyone off by making videos on games that are just utter garbage. In fact, there is a website called Encyclopedia Dramatica, which is kinda like Wikipedia, except focusing on drama, memes, e-pals, and other interesting happenings on the internet. And Acerthorn has his own fucking article. Read the article yourself, because suddenly while writing the script up, something has happened which I'm gonna briefly touch up on. Just Emmy, who changed her channel name to Verosa, recently put out a video how she no longer wants anything to do with any of this in regards to Acerthorn and the lawsuit, and basically pissed off a lot of people who I happen to be in a group server with, that being the server owned by the guys who made this playlist, link in the description, saying how it feels not only like backstabbing, but also very hypocritical and two-faced. And this is not me trying to cause more issues here. That is not what this is about. I don't want to create any more tension or anything like that between Verosa and the others in any way, shape, or form. This is something I just saw on the server, and I'm quickly touching up on it. Now, the reason why they're pissed is mainly because if you look at Verosa's channel, she's made a fair few videos talking about Ace of Thorne, and I don't even know how many streams. But in each of them, she dunks on him, and now, all of a sudden, with the lawsuit and the people now fighting back against Acer, she wants out. Right. The issue here is that this feels like a low blow and a gigantic kick in the face, and can also come off like she was just using the Ace of Thorne situation to grow her channel. And while she's provided evidence in her streams, it's research she stole from Artemis, Versus 22, and the Prometheus Prime show. But what really gets to them is that she was happy making videos lolling on him, but now out of the blue wants to jump ship. To the people involved, it feels very two-faced, hypocritical, and a gigantic stab in the back. But here's where I'm going to put my own thoughts out. I don't know Verosa. I've never really interacted with her before. Nor have I watched the videos, and to be completely honest, it's the computer voice that's the main reason. It sounds like GLaDOS from Portal after hitting cyber puberty. Now, for her video, let's read the description. It does seem like she really does want nothing more to do with this, and right at the bottom, also feels like she's just fed up. Well, she doesn't feel like anything is going to change, and that while she agrees Ace of Thorne is 100% in the wrong, doesn't think suing him or ruining him will do anything for anyone in her own opinion, and wants simply to be left alone to do her own thing. And I think I spotted the reason. It was just for fun and trolling. He was a running gag that was fun to laugh at, but because of how serious it's all gotten now, it's lost the humor. Which I do kind of understand in a way. Certain people when it comes to making videos tend to jump on certain bandwagons, or just simply because of how funny the levels of stupidity are, like with Suzalu or Zombie Kills. However, there will always be a point where it stops becoming a joke and starts becoming more serious, which just kills the flow. I'll give an example from my own experience on this platform. Back in 2020, I ended up dealing with a nitwit from Latvia named Ainars Dabrovskis, who basically knew bugger all about bugger all and always got his facts wrong. He was honestly great for a laugh, and me and my friends enjoyed it. But as time went on, the joke began to cease, and the situation began to go out of control with him, threatening our lives and our channels, and we eventually all got fed up with him. If you want to check out that situation from start to finish, then I'll leave a link to the Attack of Einar's playlist in the description made by AK9K. But the thing that really stood out to me involving Verosa was this comment by SidAlpha on this video, where he seemed to be taking this as his fault in a way. Let's rewind a bit, as something might have been left out in the translation. In SidAlpha's video talking about how Ace of Thorne had included him in his lawsuit, he also brought up how he got in touch with the quartering for help, where he then got in touch with one of the best attorneys to help fight this giant walking lump of Play-Doh. And I think this might have been where signals got crossed. Verosa seemed to take it as Sid speaking on her behalf in regards to the entire situation, which is probably why she got pissed off in the first place. And even seems it here. And Verosa does point out, alright, Enclave Emily is the one that lives in Portugal, Verosa lives in Mexico. Right. As I was saying before my brain caught up, Verosa makes a point of how she doesn't live in America and that he would also need her personal information if he wanted to sue her, and closed off with wanting nothing more to do with it, which Sid accepted and understood, but seemed to be keeping the door open for her in case she does end up forced into this. That's fair enough, I guess. I'm not going to speak any more on this, as I'm not fully familiar with Verosa and haven't really spoken with her in any capacity. But in regards to the case, yeah, Ace of Thorne is getting his ass handed to him. There's nothing really for Ace of Thorne except utter defeat and pretty much this hilarity going up in flame as anyone ever hired you once, mate. Regardless, Ace of Thorne, you are basically fucked. How none of your subs have decided to unsubscribe from you when your videos are absolute horse wank with tons of dislikes and have so many bad takes, and your response of how people get pissed at you for not liking the same games as them is utter idiocy, as that's not true. You just don't give the games any real chance. You don't play them properly. Watching you play a computer game is like staring up at the sun while you're standing on Mercury with no sunscreen. Painful beyond belief. While Verosa believes nothing is going to happen or change, or that it'll really do anything for the people, I personally hope that it gets rid of this cockroach and shuts him down for good, where he can never return. And considering how he constantly keeps on acting like a demented dipshit trying to manipulate the courts to getting his way, it's very likely that's what will happen. I would say I don't wish for him to become homeless, as that would seriously suck, but in this instance, I think people would probably call that karma. Okay, that might have been a bit too far on my part. But either way, all we hope for is for Ace of Thorne to get his ass ripped in quarters by the court, and for everyone involved to recover and feel safer, and that justice is truly served. Time will tell. Right after today's shout-out. First proper one I've ever done, actually. If you're signing out on YouTube or Twitch and you want some custom artworks, then I highly suggest sending a message to a lady named Isabella, who is a professional web developer as well as a graphic designer, logo expert, illustrator, and animator. And if you check out her page on Flickr, KMH Services, link in the description, you can see all the artwork she has made for people over however long she's been doing this for. Seems weird that she only has that many followers considering her amazing talent. If you ever wanted artwork that looks not only awesome, but also something that represents you and your brand, then I highly suggest messaging her and commissioning some yourself, which I also plan on doing for my Spike Prime secondary channel. Seriously, can people stop fucking up for 5 minutes and let me work on it? Follow Isabella and check out her Flickr page at KMH Services, which will both be in the description. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Come on!